Hey, my name is Brandy Johnson, and I am creating a video today on the environmental case I have chosen the Sabal Trail Pipeline. The Sabal Trail Pipeline actually has stemmed from Alabama to Florida and Georgia. The pipeline is intended to service gas needs to the Central Florida population. Construction began in 2016, but because of activists and trying to prevent the construction of this pipeline, they were expected to finish in 2017. Well, that did not happen. Then they were expected to finish in 2021, and that did not happen. They have actually just expanded for 2 more years for their construction process. The reason that I chose this is because, since we live in Georgia, and this does impact Georgia residents in some way, anytime that there's something like this that is such a large capacity, we realize that the Central Florida population does require gas needs and that there are ways to make that happen for them. But because of the seriousness and the distance that this pipeline is going, this will impact our immediate area. I do understand why there are so many people that have fought for environmental issues related to this case. So that's kind of why I've chosen this to talk about today. As I said, the pipeline was intended to finish in 2021 because there have been so many activists related to this case. They have not been able to stop the construction, but all of their efforts have been able to delay the process. Since this started in 2016, this process is still going on, 7 years later. So that has been part of the reason that the construction has not finished on time. Some of the community members and conservationists have marched to stop this, but of course they didn't. The reason that they have, there are many environmental issues related to this, one of them being unstable ground. Anytime that you have unstable ground, one of the problems that could cause from that, anytime that you're drilling in the ground, could cause sinkholes. That's one of the major issues that they were worried about. When these sinkholes happen, there are effects, that are very serious that would affect the population. One of those would be contaminated groundwater. The groundwater provides drinking water for this area for over 10 million people. So anytime that there's, groundwater contamination, that's a very serious issue to be concerned about. One of the other things that people, conservationists have fought about are animal habitats. There's all kinds of native animals in this area that their habitat would be disruptive due to drilling and then passing through land and whatnot. Another thing is contamination of air. Anytime that there's, they're drilling, they're, performing construction to input gas lines. So that was one of the, one of the areas that they were concerned about. Another area is infection in groundwater that could be used for agricultural purposes. Agricultural purposes would be any kind of irrigation systems that fertilize our food. And we've learned about that through environmental science, that this is one of the problems that we do not realize, the things that we intake in our bodies. It seems like everything, pesticides, anything like that could be, to use for, killing insects or anything like that. But, sometimes we have to be very careful of what goes on our food and the long-term effects that it could have on our bodies. So these are just some of the environmental concerns for this particular project that I've outlined today. And again, this is for the Sabal Trail Pipeline that is extended from Alabama, parts of Georgia, to Florida. Again, my name is Brandy Johnson, and I have enjoyed this class for environmental science. Thank you so much.